Welcome to another edition of Scone T from Oliver Twist, just off of Essen Lane in Baton Rouge. Perkins, I guess, in Baton Rouge, actually. I'm Matt. He's tons of fun, who actually, for once ever in history, is dressed nicer than me. That's because he completely forgot his wedding anniversary.
No. Wrong.
He forgot we had to do this.
Angelic in this lighting.
It is your wedding.
Yeah, I forgot I had to do this. No, I remember my anniversary.
You forgot you had to do this. You booked dinner reservations for your wedding.
Yeah.
And then had to alter them to do this and then go to a late dinner.
I mean, what can I say? I'm a fucking hardworking man, dude. I honor my commitments, both in the macro and the micro. The micro, in this case, being a same-day commitment of a local podcast. The macro being the lifelong commitment through love and sickness and healthness and wealth and everything else that I honored today. When I called my wife after work, the first thing I said was, "Hey, happy anniversary, you sexy bitch." And you know what she said? She forgot it was an anniversary, so it made her day. Brownie points off the bat.
And she said, "Thanks for remembering our anniversary since you forgot Mother's Day."
Hey, man, look, life is a learning lesson, right? We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to get better each and every day. And sometimes you blow Mother's Day 2 out of 3 years, okay? You get it wrong once, you fix it. Then you get a little cocky, you get a little lazy, maybe you drop the ball, okay? But you know what? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you ain't fooling me 3 times.
So we are at Oliver Twist. This is Scone T. If you're watching live, thank you. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. If you're on Facebook, please like the page and share the post. If you're watching or listening on demand, thank you as well for being here. We do this live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, so you can watch us live or join us live here at Oliver Twist. This is popping off today, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
While we're here, there's always a break-even bottle, and this bottle of Barrel Bourbon, it's the name, it's the brand is Barrel Bourbon. Is already
Barrel Bourbon.
It's already like half empty, and this is a barrel pick from the New Orleans Bourbon Fest. This is Funky number 7. It's 119.6 proof, so it is hot, but generally speaking, the stuff that Barrel puts out is phenomenal, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this. Tonight and tonight only $6 pours.
Yeah, $6, baby.
Tonight and tonight only, so if you're watching, there's still time to get here.
Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Please, the algorithmic gods that, rule our existence.
I do want to talk about how pissed off everyone is about recruiting. And I do want to talk about LSU baseball portal news because it's significant on both ends.
Yeah.
I would first like to talk about the fact that 1 week ago you and I were sitting here and we realized on this show live on air that we were both going to be in New York City.
Yes.
Last weekend, which we were.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to point out that you are a really bad person for not meeting up with me even though I came to your hotel.
So come to find out it was not my hotel, though. No, we weren't attached to Cloud M. We stayed at the Bowery Hotel, and that bar was downstairs.
But they had an upstairs as well. The 19th or the 20th floor.
Is it the brown kind of brick multi-tiered building?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know. I looked it up, and I thought it was a few minutes away. But, yes, I was, enjoying a nice romantic evening with my wife. I was drinking some wine on a little porch, and when I saw your text, you had already bounced because I guess they had told you that you needed
this building
reservations. Okay, yeah, that was it then.
That was it.
Oh, okay, there's a bar up there. Shit. Well, that's on me. That's me. Late response, but I thought you were going to be there, and then I was going to come down for a drink and then go back to the room.
So I had a wonderful trip to New York. We did everything. It was an early 40th birthday trip. We flew first class. We stayed at the St. Regis on 55th and 5th Avenue. We sat 11 rows behind the Yankees dugout at a Yankee game. We went to a Broadway show and sat in the 8th row. It was went to great dinner. We had a phenomenal trip. There's one thing that we totally fucked up. I didn't know that in New York City, you apparently need a reservation to go to a bar. There's a lot of places that don't want to take your money for booze in New York City.
Is this COVID related, or this is just regular?
That's just it. It's so we go to Cloud M. I walk up. We go into the hotel, go up the fucking elevator to Cloud M. We walk in. It's gorgeous. Floor-to-ceiling windows, panoramic views of the city. I'm looking at a red, white, and blue lit-up Empire State Building.
Cool.
It was gorgeous. Cool. And this curly-haired, very pleasant fellow walked up and said, why are you here? And I'm like, to drink. And he goes, oh, well, are you a guest of the hotel or do you have a reservation? I said, no, I'm at a bar, dickhead. And he goes, well, he's like, well, I'm sorry, we're completely full tonight. I was like, you're completely, there's like 5 tables right there with nobody in them. So they basically ran us.
I mean, I hate that. That's the worst feeling. The worst time.
I'm like, I'm here with a pocket full of fucking cash.
Yeah.
Ready to spend my money in your bar and look at all the, like, your overpriced booze that I have better shit at my house, but I'm ready to spend all of this money and you're not letting me spend my money here.
Hey,
cost of
living in New York is
unbelievable.
I remember one time Gordy told me and Will Blackwell that we had spots in the
Smoky
guarantee suite at a baseball game.
Oh, no.
And we show up and we walk in and we're like, what's up? And some guy walks up to me and he's like, hey, who are you? Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, dude, I never go. He was like, you can't be here. And I was like, okay, dude. And I'm like clapping him on the back. I'm like, that's a good one. He's like, no, for real. Fucking turned us.
Who was it?
I don't know. I don't know who it was. ran me and Will out the door, and we had to, like, tuck our tails in shame.
So
and in front of a full suite, these two Giants had to mosey back on out. Straight
to
up.
the outfield, bitches.
Kicked out
back
the
with
club.
the commoners.
Kicked out the club hard. I think we went back to walk-ons.
I don't blame you.
After that, dude.
All right. Do you want to talk about how you fucked up Mother's Day?
No. The only advice there is take Mother's Day seriously, plan ahead, don't let it catch you unawares.
That's not advice. That's common sense. That's
Hey,
like
man.
say, hey, breathe air.
Yeah, okay, which is pretty goddamn good advice if you don't want to die.
Like, how do you not get your wife anything for Mother's Day?
Hey,
Nothing.
It's
not even a card.
There's a series of events that can happen where before you know it, things are just spiraling out of control. You know?
No.
And then
Mother's Day is planned so far in advance in our household. Mother's Day is like a fucking birthday, Christmas Day, all combined at our house. It's a big deal.
It's like almost like a it's like if you were like approaching a black hole and you start to get sucked in and there's no pulling out of it. Like that's kind of what happened, basically.
Do you think about how, like, you know the level of care and detail that my wife puts into shit?
Yeah. You gotta, you can't go half-stepping into Mother's Day.
Think about how the like, that's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
Because the reciprocation has got to be intense.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I like to edit a good home video. I've always liked to edit movies and stuff. So I'll take a bunch of home videos, edit them together, a little soundtrack, a little let's tug a little heartstrings.
Lee McCaffrey said, why didn't you tell the guy your motherfucking T-Bob? Yes.
I mean, I kind of, okay, so like.
Dude, I'm totally pulling an otter and I'm eating on air today.
Yeah, go for it.
That's like
incredible.
grilled chicken, mac and cheese. I'm so hungry right now. So hungry right now.
No, that like.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was right after I got done playing, too, or relatively soon. So, yeah, in my hubris, I guess it was a good humbling lesson. I did think a bit like I'm Tebow. They're not going to, tell us anything. And I was like, get the fuck up out of here, bitch. Actually, it had to be a few years after, to be fair, because I just come back here.
Okay. Would you like to start with thank you?
Shout out Hold the Mayo for sitting through 2 15-second ads to get here. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's that real one.
What, he held through 250. Got it. What would you like to start with? Would you like to start with Jay Johnson annihilating the transfer portal, or would you like to start with the total melt over LSU football recruiting? Are you even aware of the melt?
No.
You're not aware of the melt?
I've seen some stuff about, like, people. I saw some jokes about kind of the pairing of news stories that was Arch Manning committing to Texas, and then a 3-star, I can't remember his name, committing to LSU. I guess, you know what the problem is, Matt, honestly, is that Brian Kelly's made me a bit lazy in my analysis in some forms, where because his resume is so stalwart, and I feel like he's such a kind of sure thing that I'm not like living and dying on every little story and detail in ways that I have in the past, where it's felt like we were trying to figure out more information about the person. Like, how are they going to handle this? How are they handle this? Like, I assume that
because you actually have a decent, competent head coach as opposed to what LSU had before.
Whatever the short term is, I assume the long-term results will be good on the recruiting trail. So what's the melt on the recruiting trail?
Okay. So obviously Arch Manning committed to Texas.
Yeah.
That's no melt. Nobody expected Arch Manning to come to LSU, right?
No, I mean Texas always made the most sense.
He was a Clemson lean early in his high school
Clemson's
career.
brand is so uncool right now, though.
That's a big part of it. Coaching changes have mattered as well, but when he was tied with Sarkisian. When Sarkisian went to Texas, Texas really got involved, and everyone's known he's going to Texas for a long time.
Yeah, and then, I mean, from a pure football perspective, I've read that, yes, they love Sark's NFL reputation right now in terms of developing quarterbacks, getting them ready for the NFL. I do also think, man, it's just like narratively, Texas makes all the sense in the world.
Don't care.
They're so down. Yes, the bar for success is so much lower. You're not going into Georgia trying to win another national championship. Not going into Alabama to be another guy. You set yourself up to be the hero. Austin is a town full of the rich elite anyway. Like,
People
it just
love
all
Austin.
makes sense.
People love Austin. He likes the coach. He's going to go there and play, and it's fine, whatever. Okay, nobody cares because nobody expects
Oh, no, I think that's cool, though. I think
sure.
people care for it because it's like a
No, my point is that
story.
that didn't cause the melt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's not it. Well, then on Monday of this week, Derek Williams, who's a 5-star safety from Westgate, committed to Texas as well. So that's 2 5-stars from Louisiana for the class of 2023 that are going to Texas. The fourth highest,
pretty ominous.
The fourth highest rated player in Louisiana is Eli Holstein, who's going to Alabama.
Yep.
Okay. Jaden Osbury is the 5th highest rated player.
He ain't and no Osbury's going to LSU.
And Osbury, and that's Verge's kid.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it's just because I feel like they grew up in Baton Rouge. I completely understand the sentiment that they may want to go outside and experience something different.
If you go look at 247's, I'm trying to pull it up right, but 247 Sports, if you look at Jaden Osbury's profile, right, the top 5 programs that he's considering are. None of them are LSU. Like, it's not even in his top 5.
Yeah.
So, Jaden Osbury has got Notre Dame, Michigan, Texas A&M, Auburn, and Alabama. That's Verge Osbury's kid, okay? Lance Hurd is an offensive lineman. A lot of people think he's going to end up at LSU. He's the 6th highest rated player in the state.
He's from Neville as well?
From Neville.
Oh, okay.
Tack Curtis, a linebacker from Manny. He's thought to be an Ohio State lean. Omarion Miller.
Is LSU, are they going hard after Tack Curtis now? Because Jacob always talks about how for a while they hadn't even been talking to him.
He's not even on.
Yeah, I don't know that LSU's offered.
Ohio State, Southern Cal, Wisconsin, Arkansas, Auburn are the 5 that they list. They don't even list LSU. Omarion Miller, Kylan Jackson from Zachary, Jordan Matthews from Woodlawn is the 10th best player in the state. He's thought to be a heavy Texas lean as well, although LSU's on the list. I mean, the highest rated player in the state committed to LSU is Trey Holly, who's the 15th best player in the state, 4-star running back, number 230 nationally. That's why people are freaking. The top players in the state, you're not even in them.
I mean, there's going to be a price to pay for it.
And it's fair to say, what's June? It's fucking June. And by the way, this isn't my opinion. I'm just sharing. I'm sharing the thought. Okay. Is that it's June, but if you look at LSU's commitments right now, they got 6 commitments. Only 1 is in the top 150 nationally. It's the tight end Mac Markway from Missouri.
Yeah.
He's number 147. You do not have a single commit in the top 100. And the only player in the top 150 you are favored to land is Shelton Sampson, the 5-star receiver from Calachi in Baton Rouge. So that's what people are saying. It's like, it's June, you've come out of camp season, you only have 6 commits. All these top players from Louisiana not only are committed elsewhere, but not even considering LSU. And there's nobody in the top 150 outside of Shelton Sampson that's your favorite to land right now. So that's where people are going like, what the fuck's going on? That's where the melt's coming.
I mean, it's understandable. I think this is almost as I hear about this and kind of look at this list and learn about it a bit.
You can talk. I'll eat some mac and cheese.
Like a bit of a lining up of a few bad events, right? Not just a regular job change, but a full program reset on the heels of a 3-year period where you have and lose a ton of NFL talent. The reset lines up with a year where Louisiana as a state has a lot of interesting talent, but like I look at that top 5, and 3 of those top 5 I don't think you were ever getting.
Right.
Like you're never getting Arch Manning, you're never getting Eli Holstein, and I don't think you're ever getting Osbury either.
That's weird about Osbury.
I don't think it is weird. I think it's understandable, dude. I mean, you grow up here. Your dad has a profile here. Like, there's so much about you want to go elsewhere and just go forge your own path a little bit, dude. I think that makes all the sense in the world to me.
It's weird that LSU's not even in the mix.
I mean, you could say that it's weird that they're not throwing them like when I was in high school, I knew I was going to LSU. I would throw Ole Miss in there because I thought they were doing a great job of recruiting. It was just like, let's like give them a little shine, right? Because objectively, I think they're doing the best job of recruiting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I mean, I guess you could say it's surprising something like that's not in there. But, again, I would argue that you're never getting 3 of those top 5 guys. So, high talent year for Louisiana, huge program reset for LSU. A lot of that top talent already kind of set up to not go to LSU. And, yeah, I mean, you just have a perfect story. And then it becomes weird because it comes on the heels of losing, like, the most Louisiana coach ever, where the entire commitment was getting all of the top Louisiana recruits and actually did so at a very high rate.
So,
but it's early. It's early. It's like you said, dude. It's early. I mean,
it's early.
I don't think anybody's going to panic. A lot of people are going to be kind of wait and prove mode. LSU will flip people. Kelly staff will flex their national recruiting muscle. Like, I don't think this class will finish top 5, certainly, but I think they'd probably find a way to the top 10 just because, almost.
So, I agree. It's June. It's early to panic. You've got a ton of runway still to finish off this class, not only in the early signing period, but also in February. You're LSU. You have a lot to sell. But the reason primarily why I would be concerned is because LSU is objectively getting their ass kicked in NIL. Like, they're not participating.
It feels as if the economic fears that we talked about that at even times felt like we were laughed at about are coming to roost already. It could be early, though. I mean, it still could be early, but, like, I don't know, did you ever deal with this? Like, we would constantly bring up how, Louisiana's economy is pretty shitty, especially when you compare it to Texas and some of these other schools, and would that become a problem?
I don't think it's Louisiana's economy. And I have had conversations when NIL went live and last year during the signing period. I had a lot of these conversations with some of the money brokers. I had these conversations, and what I heard over and over again was it has been a really expensive 18 months for LSU boosters.
Yeah.
You had to pay Kim Mulkey $3 million. You bought out Ogeron for $17 million. You paid Brian Kelly $100 million. You had to pay Jay Johnson. You had to pay, Will Wade's out. You had to pay Matt McMahon. You gave him an 8-year deal. Like, it's been an expensive 18 months. And so now you go to the same boosters because LSU has boosters with money. It's just the roster isn't deep.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that kind of proving the point, though? A deeper state economy has more people from which to pull.
But I thought you were talking just specifically with the state of the economy right now.
No. I'm talking about just Louisiana as an economic force. Like what we produce, like the money we make, is way less than Texas and Florida and L.A. Like everybody want to talk about, L.A. doesn't give a fuck. But like, what happens? Okay, let's say we have 90% buy-in.
Yeah.
What if they're 5% equals 90 of yours? What happens if they get to 10 or 15? And so, yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm talking about. But if that's what you're telling me, that you're hearing that, then that exactly proves my point, I would feel like.
But here's what I think is going to happen. Because I will tell you flatly, what's happening in baseball right now is you have a renewed commitment from some of LSU baseball's biggest supporters, financial supporters, because This is how it was expressed to me on Sunday. Ole Miss wins the national championship. Some of LSU's very prominent boosters are tired of watching little brother win a national championship the last 2 seasons. Two schools that you have in history and legacy and research and everything dominated. And now they've both won national titles.
Yeah.
And in the span since you last went to Omaha, Vanderbilt's won a national title, Florida's won a national title, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Arkansas was a drop pop foul away from winning a national title.
Yeah.
And you look and you go, LSU hadn't won one in 13 years. The kids that are high school seniors right now were 5 fucking years old when that team won. They don't have any concept of LSU winning the title in 09. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it took seeing your rivals beating you, past you, for them to go, oh, fuck this. And I think the same thing's going to happen in football. I think you have collectively LSU's boosters sitting on the sideline, and when Texas 8-4, as people like to say, keeps putting up top 3, top 5, top 2 classes, and then starts beating you on the field because their roster is going to be better, like Alabama's, like Georgia's, whatever. That's what's going to do it. That's what's going to be the oh fuck this moment.
You should already be to that point.
You should be.
Arkansas 7-0'd you in the major sports this year. Ole Miss
but nobody cares. Nobody cares about that.
Are you kidding? That feels awful.
Nobody,
you lost every single major sport game you played against Arkansas.
Do you think anybody at LSU cares that the basketball team lost twice to Arkansas or 3 times to Arkansas?
I'm not talking about the basketball team. I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about the fan base.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. Most
fan base, the boosters, the people that should care about this shit just watch their school get their ass kicked by everybody.
But most people aren't even going to remember what the regular season results were in baseball or basketball, and sometimes even football.
Okay, well, you lost in football to both of them. You got your fucking ass spanked.
Well, you got your ass kicked by Kentucky and by Ole Miss.
The fact that you lost to Arkansas was an ass spanking because you shouldn't have.
The point remains, going 0-6, like most people don't even conceptualize or think about that. What they'll think about is your postseason results. It's baseball traveled and didn't win a regional.
Yeah.
Basketball, well, obviously Will Wade's out. Football was fucking embarrassing. And I'm with you that should matter, but you're still in the afterglow of winning a national championship in 2019. It's not that long ago.
No,
it's not like you've wandered through a decade through baseball, 13 years of not winning.
No, that's fair, but it's also been about as drastic of a shift as you've ever seen in that program.
Of course.
Look, man, I don't know. Again, everybody's laughing about the economy stuff. I hope I'm fucking wrong. I would love nothing more than to be wrong in my pessimism about the fact that we rank dead last in almost everything, maybe coming home to roost now that it can become economically competitive and just money can decide things. Economically competitive environment.
I don't know who's laughing at that. Texas A&M, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, they all have more money than
USC.
LSU. They all have more money than LSU.
Miami.
What LSU has is what we talked about, the advantage of being the only Power 5 in a talent-rich state where kids like Walker Howard and Will Campbell are always just going to want to go to LSU because they want to go to LSU.
Nah, how many generations does that last from the era of NIL?
Listen. I'm telling you, it's not going to matter for every kid, right? We're talking about Derek Williams, the 5-star safety out of Westgate. I don't have a contract, a number, but I guarantee you there's an NIL incentive for him. Okay, no worries. So it's not going to be for every kid, but there will be premier talent that just wants to go to LSU.
But the thing about that is, though, you're still conceding that it's a significant nerf to one of the greatest inherent advantages that LSU has over a lot of schools. Exactly, and that's bad. It's a nerf to the greatest strength, and it's arguably a buff to the greatest weakness, which is maybe not the greatest weakness, but a weakness relative to some of their peers, which may be the pockets of the boosters.
But you've also already seen Ish Sofsher, Devontae Smith, Hootie Jones. You've seen players leave Louisiana that LSU wanted. And maybe it was under the table payments. Maybe it was guys that just want to leave the state.
But this is not black and white, though. This is a percentage game. And if this takes 15% of the recruits that you were winning away, that's a significant loss, even if it's at as low of a number. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, guys have already left, but this means that more guys might leave.
Maybe.
That wouldn't have left in the past.
Maybe not. And that's
maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about the money.
That's
like, I got to be proven wrong about the money, and then we'll see. Again,
listen,
I hope that I'm wrong.
Our guy Jake Crane was. I shouldn't have jumped into this pool on Twitter, but I did. He was talking about Auburn fans who were saying, who were freaking out about recruiting and stuff like that. He's like, oh, you got to win, you got to prove it on the field. I said, no, you don't. You don't have to prove it on the field. Texas was 5-7 a year ago.
Haven't they had like 9 commits since Arch
They've had 7 since Arch.
Jesus.
Like, you don't have to prove it on the field. You just have to be willing to spend fucking money. The University of Miami. You want to talk about Miami?
Yeah.
They have a billionaire booster in Ruiz who's willing to fucking go shell out cash and buy players.
What do you think the truth of the Jaden Rashada situation is?
Of course that fucking kid got paid.
No. Are the numbers accurate?
Yes, they're accurate. Okay. Who's the only listen, John Ruiz has flaunted.
But he's also dotted his I's and T's. That lawyer went out of line, and Ruiz had to dial him back in.
John Ruiz, since NIL started, flaunted his NIL deal.
Yes.
He was open about the deal he did with the Kansas State kid for basketball.
No, he was tweeting about it.
Exactly. And then what happened? The NCAA, a month ago, said, we're investigating the most egregious, and they went to Miami and talked to John Ruiz.
But what did John Ruiz say, though?
No, hold on. So let me finish the point. So since then, what is he? Of course, who has something to lose? John Ruiz, the Florida Collective, the ones that have been outspoken. Because the last fucking thing in the world they want is their actions to fuck their program that they're trying to help.
Yeah.
So they're now scaling back. Who's the one guy in that whole thing who has nothing to lose? It's the fucking agent who's bartering the deals, who's brokering the deals.
Yes.
The NCAA can't touch him. He's not breaking a law. So he's the one out there saying it.
And Ruiz is claiming, at least, so take it for what you will, though, right? But he is saying that when the NCAA came to talk to him, that he was perfectly prepared because he has fully paid lawyers a shit ton of money
to make
sure that he is fully following state law. That's where that lawyer fucked up, is he arguably, by reporting, he broke what the actual letter of the law is, where, sure, they agreed on that, but it's not supposed to be out there until he officially signs, and then Ruiz had to get on him, and that's why you've seen him now dial it back. I just didn't know if really we were due $9.5 million for the 30th player in the country. That's wild. I mean, that 5-star from Tennessee is rumored, or that from California is going to Tennessee is rumored to be what, like 8?
8. Nico Amaveola, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know anything about recruiting.
I don't, dude. You think I'm the guy who's sitting there looking at fucking
we've talked about it. No, I agree. No, but this is all fascinating to me. I mean, I didn't know about any of this.
This is the melt that LSU fans are having right now.
I guess I kind of get the melt because it starts from a place of insecurity to begin with, and it feels like, oh, your greatest fears are being realized. But it is early. We got to remind ourselves that in new markets, things are highly, highly volatile. Right?
Here's the one other point I'll make is, and here is the bit of comfort or solace, and here's where you plug the holes, and it's transfer portal.
Yeah.
So here's what I mean. This year, so you lose out on Jacoby Matthews, right? This kid who wanted to go to LSU. I've talked about this. I mean, saw the kid's letter of, his agreement letter with Texas A&M, how his deal structured, everything. The kid got more money than he could pass up to go to A&M, wanted to go to LSU. You would love to have Jacoby Matthews at LSU, 5-star safety, undeniably. But who's going to have a bigger impact on their team this year? Freshman Jacoby Matthews at A&M, or fifth-year Joe Fouché, who's played a shit ton of games in the SEC at LSU?
Yeah.
Who's going to have a bigger impact this year?
I mean, Joe Fouché's going to start.
Joe Fouché, of course. Now, Jacoby Matthews is the better pro prospect, may have the better college career, all that stuff.
Well, and he gives you length of time over a roster, obviously.
Of course. This year, Fouché is the better option. So, if this recruiting class goes and you have a hole, you miss the safety, Derek Williams, maybe you need a safety, you can hit the transfer portal and find someone with experience who can be a stopgap for you. You can't build your roster every year in the portal, but you can supplement. It's meant to be this. You can supplement now. Look at what I mean, well, Jay Johnson may not be a great example, but that's a good segue. Like, you lose Jacob Berry. You lose a power-hitting infielder to give protection to Dylan Cruz. What do? You go get a fucking kid that hit 27 bombs this year and say, stand on first base and hit homers. I mean,
Mr. White.
Yes, of course you can do that.
Now, the only problem is, and I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point, is that everybody now has that advantage, right? So in theory, if you're losing to these schools on the recruiting trail, you're competing with those same schools in the transfer portal.
But kids in the transfer portal are usually looking for something, right? They're looking for an opportunity to play.
That's
and
fair.
You
so
can say,
contextually, you can offer something that they can't.
Here is your opportunity to come play right now in your draft year.
That makes sense. If you want to put some questions in the chat, I have not been logging them yet, but any questions from now on, I will log, and we'll answer them over the final 10 minutes of the pod.
I can't believe I'm eating on air. This is probably a first for me.
Yeah, that shit looks rolling, though, dude.
I'm so hungry. Oh, but you're going to dinner.
Yeah, that's why I'm not eating.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to try bite, though.
We reversed roles. Here, turn around.
Nothing wrong with a little role reversal.
Don't be gross. Don't be stupid.
What do you mean? I was talking about getting outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Like sometimes you be the funny guy and I'll be the straight guy.
Okay.
You know, I mean, hey, who's the horny one now, you son of a bitch? Or you were thinking about sex? Oh, wow,
you're so
dude.
Stupid.
You're wild, dude. You're fucking
you're
wild,
so fucking stupid.
Dude. Oh, my. Ooh, damn. Okay, I see you, Matt. I see you, bro. Okay, now let's get into Jay Johnson. That was all very, doom and gloom and heavy feeling. Let's go back to during the beginning of the summer doldrums, the excellent, consistent IV steady methadone feed that has been the LSU baseball news cycle, because it just feels like everything has been good lately, right? I mean, you're looking for fielding. You've got multiple infielders. You've added great pitching. The Wes Johnson hire, I want to pick your brain about that because I have a lot of questions there.
Okay.
In terms of what the actual specifics are. But like, I mean, I talked to Ben McDonald to try to give me some, like, context on it, and he was just saying that, yes, like LSU right now is like the talk of the college baseball world.
Yes. All right, so what did you want to know?
About Wes Johnson? Okay, I just wanted to know.
Okay.
Well, with Wes Johnson, I did not realize he was actually being paid, what was it, $400K by the Twins? And
so major league pitching coaches usually are in a range.
I thought it was lower than that when we looked it up.
Of $250 to $500K.
Okay.
That's your typical major league baseball pitching coach salary range. So when he was hired, I think he was in the 350 range maybe. He's been there for 4 years, so got a few bumps, so he's around $500K. 350 or 350, $400K is where he is.
So what about so then, but the LSU contracts are $380, and it's got some nice little perks. But I heard that it's got incentives that basically make it $750.
Remember,
I got to imagine those are easy incentives to hit. It's like the Brian Kelly contract when they try to tell the public it's only a $9 million a year deal. And then you get to the incentives, and he has two $500,000 incentives. I can't remember what they are, but they're basically like going to happen. So it is essentially a $10 million deal. Like, are the incentives that easy in the contract? Do we know that yet? And do we know that the incentives actually are worth $750? I guess why I'm asking is he goes from the MLB to college. He's got a sterling resume. The Twins are in first place. You assume he's happy. Like, it seems like everything's going great. Why would he go if the money's not drastically different?
So a couple things. Number one, there's three things. There's three reasons why Wes Johnson's LSU's pitching coach right now. Number one, and in no particular order. Number one, Major League Baseball is a fucking grind. You play 162 games. You sleep out of a hotel and out of a suitcase 100 nights a year. You are away from your home. You are away from your family. It is a grind of a lifestyle to be in Major League Baseball. It's not like football where football's a grind, but if you're playing a 17-game schedule in the NFL and you've got 8 road games, well, then there's 8 weekends a year where you're on the road.
Yeah, okay? Also, Sean Payton, makes a point of, when it's in the season, you're in the submarine. You might be sleeping in the billing ship in the off-season.
Yeah, you're cool.
You can do what you want.
So that's one, is the Major League Baseball lifestyle.
That makes sense. I can appreciate
it sucks
that.
for people. Number two is definitely the money. And remember, LSU will sometimes publish salaries. I think Tiger Rag did a feature where they published every athletic department's.
Well, it's all public.
It's all public,
yeah.
but TAF is the fundraising arm of LSU, and sometimes TAF pays for shit that. So like, the LSU athletic department portion of Brian Kelly's salary may be like $100,000, and TAF is paying the balance. So you know what I mean? Like it could be. I'm throwing out numbers. I'm not saying that.
You're
specific,
saying that they can hide money that's not necessarily of public record.
Yes.
They can pay people money. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's my guess.
I mean,
here.
yes. I mean, it has to be
The number that I was told was around 700.
Okay. Scott Woodward continues to empower his hires financially. Like, regardless of NIL, he's not letting them use a hiring excuse.
Remember what I just told you about the baseball boosters that were fucking sick of losing and want to see LSU win again. That's what this is. So financial, lifestyle, financial, and then number 3, Wes Johnson, from what I've gathered inside of baseball, is that his coaching goal, his ambition.
He loves college.
He wants to be a college baseball head coach. So being a major league pitching coach is not as clear a path to that as being at LSU, where the 2 assistants on LSU staff, after 1 year, both got Power 5 head coaching jobs. So come here, coach these fucking freak shows that Jay Johnson's bringing in to go get a fucking head coaching job.
Hey,
so that's why Wes Johnson's here.
Do you know Wes Johnson was the first coach to make the jump from college to the majors to 2?
Dickie Hauser.
Okay, famous Yankee, huh? How about them Yanks? Number 1 in the league, baseball, huh?
From where?
The Bronx Bombers.
Where'd he go from?
Dickie Hauser. He had that show where he was the doctor. He was like a kid, but he was a
Dickie
doctor.
Hauser. Where did Hauser coach before he went to the Yankees?
Fuck.
Can't throw out a fucking trivia question if you know what the fuck you're talking about. Florida State, bitch.
I just read a Leah Van article. I don't know what to tell you. I thought it was a great fun fact. Plus, his name's Dick Hauser.
Dick Hauser, Florida State.
How about them Yanks, though, huh? Y'all are pretty good. Okay, no, back on task.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. How excited should I be? Why am I blanking on his name? The shortstop who, I know he got injured, and so that's
Carter
kind of
Young.
been a big factor. Yeah, Carter what?
Carter Young.
Carter Young. Yes, so he's had this interesting career arc where he had a great average freshman year, played sparingly, right? Full starter, second year, okay average, but did lead the team with 16 home runs.
Well, the first year was COVID, and he batted .320.
Yeah, he was balling, but a small
but
sample.
18
sample.
games.
Okay, that's what it was. But so he started. He's been, and by the way, he's been an elite fielder throughout, right? Like, isn't he always, he's like 9.66, like he's a great fielder throughout, not a
Yeah, he's a wizard with the glove.
Okay, perfect. So, obviously, that's a huge attraction point. But I guess I'm saying, how do I interpret the fact that the batting has gotten worse each season? Even though that's weird, because, again, in year number 2, he actually led Vanderbilt with 16 home runs, but then didn't play as much as last year. But he had shoulder surgery. It's just, whatever. It feels like a great pickup. I guess I'm just wondering how great of a pickup. Like, it's better than Pineda.
Defensively, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I don't think it's particularly close. Although Jack Pineda was very good at Baylor this year.
Yeah.
In 2021, so not this year, last year, the year where he hit 16 homers. Late in the season, Carter Young, it was a midweek game, which, fuck a midweek game. He was sliding into second base head first, and he dislocated his shoulder. Since then, his bat has never come back. The power's not come back. It's just
so he needs to come to the development god, Jay Johnson. Which you know that's how he sold him on it, right? I mean, one of the key ways.
No, I think they sold him on NIL.
I mean, that doesn't hurt, but no. I think
because he got benched at Vanderbilt this year at the end. Like when LSU played at Vanderbilt at the end of the season, Carter Young got benched that weekend.
Well, I think that. I think whatever. Those can be bigger factors, but I don't think we can ignore that Jay Johnson's literal career speciality has been the ability to individually analyze batters and present them with plans that they understand into how to get drastically better. Like, isn't that kind of what he's made his entire career on? I mean, we called him the development god the whole time he was being hired.
I don't know who called him that.
I guess I called him that. I mean, it makes sense to me, dude.
You called him that, but I never called him.
No, that's his reputation, though, dude. Is it not? I mean, am I off base here? Tell me what his reputation is if it's not to develop elite hitters.
Yeah, he's a good hitting coach for sure.
That's what I'm saying, but within that is the ability to look at the problems. Like everybody who's in a slump, like Carter Young is, is looking for their fucking Gandalf. They need the person
I don't know
who's
who the
saying,
fuck Gandalf is.
I have
Right.
the answers.
All right, I don't know who the fuck Gandalf is.
You're fucking going out of your way to be a hater right now because you know Jay Johnson's an elite hitting coach.
Sure, but I don't know who the fuck Gandalf is. But what I'll tell you is this. Carter Young, all right, LSU had 2 gigantic fucking issues in baseball last year. What were they?
In baseball, defense and starting pitching.
Defense, starting pitching.
Yeah.
He's gone and signed 3 starting pitchers now.
Yes.
And he's added 2 starting shortstops to go along with Jordan Thompson.
One of who's like an elite leadoff guy. Right?
If Carter Young comes to LSU and hits a buck fucking 50, I don't give a shit if he plays a flawless shortstop because I've got Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan
and Tommy Tanks
and Tommy fucking Tanks and Jack Pineda's gonna hit and you still got Jordan Thompson and you got fucking Josh Stevens. Dude,
Joe Bear's still floating around somewhere in there.
Braden Joe Bear's still here. Like you're gonna have Gavin Dugas back most likely. Cade Belloso's coming back from the. I don't need that fucking kid to hit. I don't need him to hit. I got tons of offense. He doesn't fucking hit at all.
Yeah.
What you need is you're going to go from Doty, Thompson, Berry to potentially Pineda, Young, Thompson. You have 3 fucking starting shortstops now in your infield. You bring them in the fall and say, go battle it out. Whoever's the best, play shortstop. Then we'll figure out second and third.
Where does Tommy Tanks fit in?
First base.
Okay.
Where
does Trey Morgan go?
Outfield.
Okay.
And okay, I want to say this because
I know how you feel about Trey.
Motherfucker, is Trey Morgan a good defensive first baseman? Yes. Trey Morgan is a good defensive first baseman. It is so frustrating that so many of you do not understand this to me. I don't know how else I can fucking explain this. Turn on a TV, any Major League Baseball game. I don't fucking care who it is. Pirates and Reds, Yankees and Red Sox, goddamn Tigers and fucking A's. It doesn't matter. Look at who's playing first base.
What about Marlins Expos?
Well, the Expos don't exist anymore.
Fuck!
They're the Nationals. It doesn't fucking matter. Look at who's playing first base. It ain't Trey Morgan. The dudes who play first base are Sonny DeShera, the guy with a 45-inch waist who fucking stands his ass on the base, catches the ball, and hits fucking homers. That's it. You don't waste an athlete at first base. And next year is Trey Morgan's draft year. He will never, listen to me, Trey Morgan will never, ever play first base in Major League Baseball.
Never, ever.
Okay? Now, if he's DJ LeMahieu, when you're 30 fucking whatever year old now, and you can't move like you did to play the middle infield, but they still want your bat in the lineup, they say, hey, go stand on first base and catch the ball and still hit for us. Okay?
Yeah.
Great, because you can be a silver slugger.
Andres Galarraga, the big cat.
Frank Thomas, the big hurt.
Fred McGriff, the crime dog.
Do we need to go down the list?
Jason Giambi?
Perfect.
The thick boy?
Good call. Yes. Bro, athletic guys do not play first base at the next level. They don't. So Trey Morgan, in a draft year, needs to bring his ass to the outfield and play the position that he's going to be drafted to fucking play, which is in the fucking outfield. So, so Trey Morgan's going to play. Don't be hold on. One more thing. I am not saying in this moment that in next baseball season there will never be a game where Trey Morgan plays first. There may be. And there may be days when Tommy White DHs, and there may be days when Trey's in the outfield. But, Tommy White is not coming here to DH, and Trey Morgan is not a first baseman at the next level. Jay Johnson's going to have to figure that shit out.
Yeah, I mean, I figured the Tommy White thing the same way that, Jacob Berry wasn't.
How many times did I fucking say that last year? DH Jacob Berry. I said, motherfuckers, Jacob Berry's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. He's not coming here to DH because DHs don't get drafted.
He was very adamant in the media every time, we're not taking him out.
Because it's why he's here. And it's the same fucking thing with Tommy White. I don't know how else I can say this. How much more plainly I can say this to you.
So,
Tommy White is not coming here to DH, and Trey Morgan is not a fucking is not a first baseman at the next level. And can, because he's left-handed, he can't play on the left side of the infield. The only thing he can do is go to the outfield.
So allow me to marry maybe the side that is giving you pushback on this idea with that this all works. Okay, look, I can definitely understand what you're saying about Trey Morgan's athletic ability and defensive play being wasted at a position that does not require it. I do think that in the context of an awful LSU infield, he probably did make up for a lot and was very good and was better than you would. Like, it was maybe that infield more than another one would benefit off a good first baseman. But you've now addressed that issue. You should have a great infield. So Trey Morgan would be truly wasted if you were to remain at first next year.
Who the fuck is that?
So that makes a lot of sense.
Who the fuck is that?
Who?
I asked Scone 2 weeks ago if they would move Trey Morgan to the outfield. He replied that was the dumbest idea ever. Motherfucker, find the audio, bitch. Find the. I fucking defy you. I've been the only person. How often have I said this?
I do feel like you've said it.
How often have I said this?
I don't want to support Scone here.
I am the only motherfucker that said this forever.
I do feel like
fuck that guy. Are you kidding me?
Because we've gotten in this argument
oh my
before
God.
about Trey Morgan playing first.
Like that's a fucking dude. That's why the fucking losers on the internet with fake names fucking make shit up. It kills me like that. Like what the I have screamed this shit from the top of my fucking lungs forever.
Yeah.
For fucking ever, man.
Yeah. No. Look. I'm not going to actually push back on
that. Motherfucker's sitting there trying to tell me what. Fucker, go find the fucking audio. You go find the fucking audio and bring it back to me, bitch. It's on you now, bitch. I am challenging you. Go find that fucking audio and bring it back to me.
Look it up.
Motherfucker.
Look it up. Hit
everything's on record, bitch. Everything's on record.
It is. Guy. We are all on record. I guess that's fair.
I'd say let's do questions, but then I'm going to have to answer stupid shit like that motherfucker.
This is supposed to be a happy moment. Look, your boy Ultimate Warrior has your back. He said Scone ain't never said that.
Bro, I do. Do you know how much fucking content I produce a day? From Morning Scone, LSU Daily, AFR.
You do a lot, dude. You do a lot.
Do you think I'm ever confused about what I say? I say the same shit on 100 different platforms for 30 fucking hours a day. Do you think I'm confused about what my point of view is on anything? Jesus fucking Christ.
Kevin Parker, what's up? He says, I usually listen to this next day on podcast. First time watching on YouTube. This is awesome.
Bro, he also says, choke slam that bitch.
He says, ask T-Bob, what year did they get rid of the Expos? Hold on. They got rid of the Expos in 2006.
You're close, I bet. I don't know the exact year.
All right, let's see. When did they get rid of the Expos? 2004.
You were close.
Fuck, dude.
I knew you were close.
So close, dude. How crazy was it the other day when Vlad Guerrero Sr. and Jr. had the exact same, what was it, like batting average and amount of hits or something?
I don't know.
They're the same amounts into their careers, the exact same batting average.
Oh, that's cool.
Runs or
Well, awesome.
It was
Awesome.
crazy. You know, Vladimir Guerrero was born on my birthday.
Cool.
February 9th. You got any famous people born on your birthday?
Sophia Bush.
Sophia Bush can't dig it out the dirt like Vlad could, dude.
She's way hotter, though.
Well, I mean, that all depends on your preference, right? I mean, I don't know, dude. That's up to you. Hold the Mayo says, Scone, I always said that about you. Consistent. Fire Scone says, Tank's playing third. Can they put him at third? Can the big boy play
There
third?
might be, and fuck that guy for being a little bitch with a fake name. Like, you're a fucking cocksucker. Fuck you.
What am I doing? I can't drink this beer.
Why? I'll drink it. Put it over here.
Yeah, you drink it. The Ghost of the Machine. Ghost of the Machine on draft is always a nice little treat.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I love delicious.
Do you know how much of a bitch you have to be watching someone's content with a fake name like that to fire? Which, by the way, the irony is that I'm the last guy in the fucking world that they'll fire at this company. Like, I've made more, like, whatever. We don't need to go down that. Go ahead.
Oh, man, how good is that?
I love Ghost. It's really good. Go ahead, do questions.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I've not
that fucking guy who said about me saying Trey Morgan in the outfield was dumb. Like, he's got me triggered. Like, who in the fuck are you? Are you kidding me?
I know.
Like, that's like saying fucking Scone said he hates Catholic High. That's like what that's saying. You dumb motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm not seeing a ton of questions here. It's a lot of great chat, but
Jesus fucking Christ.
We need to come up, to make it easier to find, we need to start doing a hashtag, an Ask Scone T. Or like ask or something. I don't know. We'll come up with a hashtag.
Hey, by the way, real quick. You have a little bit of whiskey there, so raise your glass.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
Happy anniversary, man.
Oh, thank
Seriously,
you. Thank
cheers.
you. 9
That's
years.
awesome. 9 years is awesome.
Cheers. 9 years.
Your wife's a saint for dealing with you. And y'all have been married for 9, but y'all have been together forever.
We've been together for 17 of them.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. Beautiful
I'm
family,
I'm
2
30,
beautiful daughters,
yeah.
a number 3 on the way. We don't know boy or girl.
Don't know boy or girl.
Yeah.
I figure out. No, so I'm
That's
33
awesome.
now.
That's awesome.
So we just crossed. I'm in my Jesus year, not to brag. But we just crossed our. We have now been together and alive longer than we have not, which is weird. To think about.
That's an interesting. Yeah.
But yes, my Jesus year. Yeah, dude, it's a real
good.
thing. It's a real
That's
thing.
good. That's good. All right,
Because I
questions.
ain't no carpenter, bitch. I'm
Questions.
a radio host.
All right, if you're on YouTube, do us a solid. Smash the like button on you. Only 44 likes. There's 142 watching live on YouTube. So take a quick second. If you're on mobile, hit the thumbs up.
Hit the like button. No.
You just X out of the live. If you're on mobile, X out of the live chat. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the live chat button. It'll come right back. Appreciate it. It just helps all the algorithm and stuff. And then, of course, if you ever want any of our content from OTB and Hunt and Hill and Early Line and AFR and Scone T and Whiskey and Wine, we do it however you're watching us right now. That's where we produce all this content, so you can always watch live.
Matt Lusteau asks, ask Scone, how many shall pass the shortstop next year? Some or none?
How many what?
How many shall pass? Like, how many baseballs shall get past the shortstop next year? Some or none? Like, do you think that none shall pass?
I'll set the over-under at errors at shortstop. Is that what we're saying? Errors?
Do you think that none shall pass? By the flame of Andruin, none shall pass.
Oh, I thought you were doing like the Black Knight from Monty Python.
No.
None shall pass.
No,
What?
that's
None
come back. I'll
shall
bite
pass.
your kneecaps off.
That guy, the Black Knight.
No.
He says none shall pass.
Do you actually not fucking know? Have you ever seen The Fellowship of the Ring? Are you fucking with me at this point?
Motherfucker, you know me.
None shall pass.
Do you think I've ever
Go
seen...
back to the shadow from which you came.
Hold on. You actually, as a human being outside of this stuff, know me. We know each other well
Yeah.
and have for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think I've seen any of that shit?
I would have, because they won like 1 million Oscars and were like a cultural phenomenon. Yes.
Bitch,
Like,
I
they
told
were
you
the same
the
way
last movie I saw was fucking 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, but this was 2001, 2, and 3
And
when
none of
this
that
came
has
out.
ever interested me.
Dude, if you were in college, I don't know how you avoided it. It was everywhere. The fucking Return of the King went 11 for 11 at the Oscars. It won Best Picture, Best
I've
Director,
never
won everything.
watched the fucking Oscars. I don't give a shit about the Oscars. Why would I fucking care if they won an Oscar?
Ay, Dios mío, papi.
The movies that win the best Oscar are always shitty movies that nobody wants to see.
That is such an odd and incorrect take. I'm not saying there aren't examples of that, but no, generally movies that win Oscars are pretty good. Movies that go 11 for 11 are great, objectively, every time. Wow, so yeah, no, none shall pass is a Gandalf reference.
I don't even know who the fuck Gandalf is.
Gandalf the motherfucking
You keep saying
Grey.
that. I don't know who that is.
One of the Asari.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh my God, a fucking ring bearer later in life. The man who constantly, for thousands of years, battled Sauron toe to toe, only to finally defeat him and then sail west into the beautiful, undying lands of Valinor. What's wrong with you? I'm a keeper of the sacred fire. Go back from whence you came. You shall not pass.
All right, we got 7 more minutes. All right, we got 7 more minutes. If you got a question, put it in the Facebook or YouTube chat. Jason, here's good. Fine, thank God a question. Jason Austin, ask Scone, is Thatcher Hurd a big get for LSU? Thatcher Hurd is a massive get for LSU if he's healthy. So he is a kid from UCLA.
Who's Thatcher Hurd?
Kid from UCLA, committed today. Right-handed pitcher, 6'4", 200, throws mid-90s, 3-pitch mix. He, challenged all of Garrett Cole's freshman strikeout records at UCLA until he was injured. He had the stress fracture in his back. Same thing Josh Smith had a few years back. But I was told he also
he's pretty fucking good.
I was told he also had another, thing going on with his arm, his elbow. So he's got to be healthy. If he's healthy, he's probably your Friday night guy next year. He's amazing. I mean, his. Hang on, I want to get this right.
Okay, so there's another. Okay.
His first two starts at UCLA as a freshman, I think he had. Hang on. Give me two. It's loading. Here it is.
Oh no, that's cool.
His
I can
first,
talk if you need me to.
His first two starts at at UCLA this year were. He went 5 innings with 11 strikeouts, 5 innings with 12 strikeouts. In his first two starts, he had 23 strikeouts.
What the fuck?
As a freshman. Yes, I don't care who you're pitching against in 5 innings, but again, his season ended because of the injury. So if he's healthy, he's your Friday night guy. Like, if he's healthy, just get him out. And the other thing, too, is he's not a draft-eligible sophomore. So he just finished his freshman year, and he is not a draft-eligible sophomore. So you have him for 2 years, regardless.
Well, that's like, who's the pitcher that we got from Vandy that's like 17 years old? I'm just kidding, but he showed up on campus at like 16 years old.
Christian Little was an early enrollee
and turned
at Vandy.
17.
Yeah, he's a hard-throwing righty. He just kind of lost it as a starter, so they moved him to the bullpen.
LSU knocked him around this year.
Yes, Hurd is Thatcher Hurd is. So, but the other thing too is Hurston Waldrop, the big strikeout kid from Southern Miss, entered the portal today. He's going to Florida. He wants to be close to his girlfriend. So.
Imagine that. I'm just kidding. I went to college of mine.
Undefeated, bro.
Taylor Castini
Undefeated.
says, yeah, no doubt.
Undefeated, dog.
God damn, my bad. Will BK finish with a top 8 recruiting class?
I'll say yes.
I'm going to say no. Are you more optimistic about the Saints or LSU football this fall? I'm saying Saints. Yeah, I think no doubt. Did Matt watch Obi-Wan?
No. I've seen the original Star Wars movies from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And then I watched the prequels, right? 1, 2, and 3, because that came out when I was in high school, college. So I saw the last one was when Anakin becomes Darth Vader, right?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. That was
and
like
they have
06 or 07.
the big fucking, they're on a volcano
Actually,
or some
one
shit.
of my first dates I ever went on with my wife was to see Revenge of the Sith. And she had this, like, short little jean miniskirt on. I was like, God damn, son. Know what I'm saying? And then I was like, bitch, stop touching me. Because, like, what the fuck? Anakin, you're killing younglings. Oh, my God, no. What's going on? Oh, no. Oh,
Are you already
that
drunk before you go to dinner?
So
you're
badass.
going to anniversary dinner with your wife.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got?
I guess when you're 17 years in, it's like she just knows what at this point.
Taylor Boudreaux asks Scone T. Does JJ's success in the portal make up for recruits lost to the draft? Couldn't you still lose some of the guys in the portal to the draft as well?
So, yes. So, for example,
like Tabrake or whatever said he would go
on AFR, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's a good interview.
Dylan Tabrak, yeah. So if he basically said he plans to sign. He gets his money, he's going to sign. LSU is his fallback. So yes, you could. But Tommy White's not draft eligible. Pineda could. Jack Pineda could sign if he gets the right dollar amount. I don't think he will. And then Carter Young is coming to LSU. Well, Carter Young could. A team would take a real big leap on Carter Young, considering the regression offensively, to pay him enough money to pluck him. But he's a bigger possibility, I would think.
T. Brooks says, read earlier that Waldrop, the pitcher from Southern Miss that shut us down in the regional, hit the portal today.
He did.
Think JJ going to snag this too?
No, he's going to Florida.
Oh, that's what you just said?
About.
Oh, my bad.
He wants to be close to his girlfriend. He's going to Florida.
Revenge of the Sith is tight. Hold the mail. Jay Spurgeon. This is just a flesh wound. Ask Scone T.
What's up, Spurge?
Is Wes Johnson the highest paid college pitching coach?
Gotta be.
Damn. Ask Scone T. Did I just miss the entire show? Yes. Sorry, Dan.
Yep.
Taylor Castini. Obi-Wan made up for how bad episodes 7 through 9 were. Yeah, I mean, 9's a disaster. I agree. Brendan McGlynn, are you guys concerned about Deshaun Watson? I think he's going to be suspended for a year.
Which is a big deal, by the way, because the Saints play the Browns in Cleveland Week 16.
Good.
So what happens with Deshaun? Like, I'm not talking about Deshaun and whatever. Like, the reason I care is because the Saints play in Cleveland Week 16, and if they're playing Deshaun Watson or Jacoby Brissett, it matters fucking greatly. So that's why I care what happens.
Ask Scone T. Could T-Bob be any more annoying? His poor wife has to deal with his crap. LOL. I don't think there was a question there, Miles. Oh, could I be more annoying?
Could you be more annoying? Oh, you could be. He could be.
You ever dance to the devil in the pale moonlight, you little bitch? You want me to annoy the fuck out of you till your goddamn brains blared out of your ears? Don't fucking tempt me, okay? I'll step through that fucking door. I ain't no bitch. I ain't go half-stepping.
Oh, my God.
I think we have a shot at Josh Day after already getting Young and Pineda.
No. Well, let me rephrase. So Josh Day is the shortstop from Missouri who just hit the portal. I'll put it to you this way. They would love to have Josh Day. I was told immediately when Day hit the portal, Texas and Arkansas both contacted him. So those are two really, really, really good options where he could step in and play right away and get NIL money. LSU's only hope there is to say, hey, wait through the draft, because on the other side of the draft, you could have a greater NIL value somewhere if teams lose prospects or whatever may happen. Like, you may actually have more leverage on the other side of the draft. I don't know if he's going to do that, but LSU would take Josh Day in a millisecond, and who, by the way, Josh Day trained at Traction in Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay.
So he trained with Terrio. He was in Baton Rouge this week, actually, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So he's got ties here. Like, so I know a lot about Josh Day because he's got a lot of ties here. Considering they've already taken Pineda and Young, it's hard to imagine them getting Day as well with the options he's going to have. But if Josh Day doesn't make a commitment before the draft, you got a shot. Put you that way.
Okay, we'll end with Hold the Mayo. Our guy, Devin Snow, the legend of RB&R.
So I love Devin Snow.
Yeah.
I think he's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love his vibe. I love his
legend.
energy. He's got to deal with Camellia Beans, by the way.
Yeah, big grinding, killing.
Dude, Camellia Beans, those are my people.
Is there a butt coming? I feel like there's a butt coming. Or is this all just a positive endorsement?
I hate red beans and rice.
Oh, we can't go down this road,
It's the
dude.
stupidest fucking thing. It's rice and beans. It's not the greatest tradition in the world. It's fucking beans and rice on a plate. I love you, bro. It's not good. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. But the whole it's the greatest tradition in the world, no, it's not. It sucks. Like,
tell me you haven't had incredible red beans, fried chicken, and cornbread without telling me you ain't had incredible red beans, fried chicken.
On Mondays, when we would have red beans in school, I would bring my lunch to school. I'd bring a fucking peanut butter and jelly so I didn't have to eat that shit.
It's a great meal, dude.
No, it's not a great meal.
It has everything you need.
It's
got
fine.
Some rice, it's got some beans,
it's
got
fine.
some meat,
it's
got
fine.
Some cornbread.
It's fine. It's fine. But it's not the greatest tradition ever. Like, I could literally list.
Dev's being too nice to you.
I could literally, he probably typed "I love you" before, because when
he said "LOL, it's all good, Scone. I love you too, bro."
I could,
and he said Scone's been on this take for a long time. He did say you're consistent earlier in the show.
I could literally list 1,000 things in the world that I would rather eat than red beans and rice.
I do feel like you're over-judging it, as Hootie points out, because it was a school lunch. And I also hear that may be the etymology of Dev's, greatest tradition in the world stance. But, like, are you dinging it because you were fed a subpar cafeteria version your entire life?
My father-in-law is a great cook.
Yeah.
One of the best cooks I know.
Yeah.
Like, when I have birthday dinners and shit, I want him to make spaghetti and meatballs because it's that good. Etouffee, gumbo, he's fucking on it. Makes red beans and rice. It's okay.
Wow.
It's all right. It's just fucking, it's beans and rice and some sausage and some cornbread. It's just fucking what it is. It's just beans and rice and cornbread and sausage. Like, all right, whatever.
You know what, man? That's
all right.
We're all entitled, all right? We're all entitled to our own opinions.
It's sustenance. That's all it is. It's just fucking sustenance. It's beans and rice.
And Mayo says, just to be clear, I want to be clear about his intentions. He says the tradition is because it's been around so long.
So is prostitution. What's your point?
Yeah, which is also the oldest profession in the world, right?
And it is shunned publicly.
Yeah, but should it be?
Sure.
No, I mean, I don't know if it should be, dude. That's a deeper sociological conversation that we should probably get into on this week's Scone T. But
But you also
Okay.
definitely follow
Whatever.
Hold the Mail and all
Real
his
quick,
social stuff.
Hold the Mail's-
Because
yes.
I love when he I love the videos when he opens up the box and he takes a bite and shit.
Look at
I mean,
this
it's,
motherfucker
I have
right
I have
here.
no desire at all to eat the fucking beans that you're trying to
Oh,
like
that's
that you're talking
crazy
about.
to me because
But-
my mouth starts to
Oh,
water
not at all.
when I
I'm like, that
watch
looks
those.
terrible. I don't
Oh
want
my
to do
god!
that.
When he had that giant pork drop, the first of which dropped to the ground, which is
Your
really
boy's got a
impressive,
he's got to put his cigarette down. and
which
eat his
also
beans.
looks fucking delicious. To
No,
me.
get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, man, that shit looks good. Okay, Hold the Mail said what's
man.
going to happen with his bro Baker.
Huh?
Baker Mayfield. He loves Baker Mayfield. If Deshaun's suspended for a year, what do they do with Baker?
Who the fuck is going to pay $19 million to Baker Mayfield this year? Unless if the Browns are willing to just eat that salary? Like, what team would pay $19 million to Baker Mayfield this year?
So I guess in theory, though, the Browns have to be willing to eat it, right?
That or keep him. And if Watson gets a 1-year suspension, start Baker Mayfield. And if you're Mayfield, you go take your $19 million, you go start this year, and you go somewhere else next year.
And you think he would play? I mean, you think
It's
he
the
would, like...
NFL.
No, I'm saying, like, you don't
It's
think...
still a profession. Fuck yeah, get your ass out there and play, bitch. They're paying
Okay.
you $19 million.
Oh, there we go.
What the fuck, you going to sit at home on principle and not get paid $19 million?
Never tempt a
Oh,
prideful
fuck
motherfucker.
out of here.
dude.
Nah, get the fuck out of here. The fuck
19 milli's 19 milli. And he doesn't know if he has a second contract waiting on him. Or a big one, at least.
Baker Mayfield, 2 years ago, when they beat the Steelers in the playoffs, when he was healthy, was pretty good. He was not healthy last year at all.
Exactly.
I'm not telling
no,
you
it
he's
sucks because he put it on for the city, and he like.
I'm not telling you
he
he's a
played
top 10
hurt, and he got fucked
Yes.
for playing hurt. He
I'm
would have
not-
been better off
exactly.
sitting out. It's fine.
I'm not telling you he's a top 10 quarterback, but is he a viable starting quarterback in the NFL in a league in which we've seen fucking like David Garrard start games in the NFL? Come on.
No,
Yes.
he's more than a viable starting quarterback. I just don't know if he's actually going to play there. Like, I don't know if he can. Like, is it not Jacoby Brissett right now? I don't know. We'll see. But look, I got to go. I got to go to the University.
Yeah,
Center.
get
so
out of here.
Close this
Get
thing
out of
out.
All right, we're done. See you.